Manager. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much. I can see you out in the wind. It's your hair is blowing. The wind is blowing your hair, which is great. It's a beautiful project. I've seen some bits of it on social media. How did it come about?
You know, as Brand South Africa, we're the official marketing agency of the country, and so we're tasked to market the nation with and through stakeholders. And we recognize that one of the main stakeholders that we have are, in fact, global South Africans who live outside the country. They're often the first people that others meet who what they say about our country matters, and it has a very big impact on the image. And so we started this program as a small kind, not as sort of smaller meetings with people in certain markets that we visited and where we had our country offices, and we realized we needed to expand it more, and we needed to have a digital platform, in fact, that allowed people to connect even more broadly, you know, wherever they are, and they could also then connect with us much easier. And of course, nowadays that we are doing so many things virtually, it's a perfect opportunity.
Absolutely. One thing I noticed, though, is that you avoided the word diaspora. Is there a reason for this?
No, you know, we not at all. It's sometimes, you know, the word diaspora, we use it a lot. We try to mix it up a bit, I guess, but we like to say global South Africans, because I mean, we want to recognize that it's South Africans first and foremost, which is why we created this acronym, the GSAs, to have something that could be really distinct as a South African, because diaspora can be from any country, really.
Quite an important time to be launching it when the South African president is the chairperson of the African Union.
Yes, of course. I mean, we hope that this is also going to allow us to. We obviously are wanting to support the president's efforts as AU chair, and of course our role and how we perform and behave across the continent is essential to our reputation, and it's essential also for us to be building relationships and positive relationships with our African peers.
Are you able to tell us, one would imagine that the SA brand has gotten a bit of battering during this time in the fight against COVID-19. Are you able to give us a sense of how this has unfolded?
Well, you know, it's difficult to say that it's just the South African brand. I think that globally, many countries are struggling with figuring out how best to deal with the context within which they are faced with dealing with the corona pandemic. So yes, we know that we have struggles with having enough beds, but I do think that, you know, we were recognized very early on as being one of the front runners and being willing to make tough decisions and going into lockdown, which would have an impact on the economic recovery. But I do think that it's a constant process, and I think that the political principals are doing their best to you know, make good decisions about what to do. Sorry about the wind. I hope you can still hear me.
We can hear you perfectly. So tell us about the portal. How does it work?
So the portal essentially is a site that you can visit. It's globalsouthafricans.com. You register on the portal. You put in your details. You basically give us a brief bio, and once you enter that portal, you're able to connect with other members on the portal. You're able to share information about things that you're doing. You're able to blog. You're able to also share information about events that are going on potentially, and whether these are virtual or in person in your respective markets. You can also access marketing material. We have a corporate identity toolkit that any global South African can access and use. Because really, for us, what we want this portal to be is a source of information and a source of connection for South Africans. Because I know I'm not, you know, living outside, you really do want to have a connection, and we hope that this is one that's going to allow South Africans, wherever they are, to be able to connect with us. And we wanted them to know that they're important.
So what will be done with all the content that is gathered in that interaction?
Well, it's user-generated content. So the content remains on the portal, and the users can use the content as they require.
So details, how do people go about starting the process?
You visit globalsouthafricans.com and you fill in the form. There's a registration form that says where you can basically click on join now, and once you click, a pop-up window will come up and you can get to fill in your details, and then you'll be part of the portal. And of course, we monitor that as well, so we make sure that we don't get any that we have actual people registering on the portal.
Yeah. Well, all the success. We'll be watching to see how it pans out.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for talking to us. That was a Brand SA General Manager for Global Markets. Thank you so much there, Judy, for talking to us.